Hi everyone, my name is EXO1337, and in this video today, I'm going to explain to you what return address spoofing is. So let's get right into it. First things first, let's say you have a function here called addNum, int a and int b. Now what we're going to do is print out a plus b equals %I, then we're going to do a plus b. So then we're going to call our function here, addNum, 6 and 6. Then what we're going to do is you're going to include this header here, intrin.h. Once you include that header, then what we can do is get the return address by doing ret equals underscore return address. Then what we're going to do is printf ret equals 0x%p. Then we're going to print that out here. Then we're going to run that. So, as you can see, now we've ran our program and here is our return address. So let me show you what that is. So, first things first, you can open Cheat Engine if you'd like, then go to your program, attach, then go to memory view, paste in this address you found here, and as you can see, it points us to move EBX EAX. Now right here, this is the function that we just called. This right here is the call add num, right? But it's just going to point us to right here, which is totally cool. So essentially, what we're going to do now is we're going to spoof this return address. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, spoofing essentially means just like changing, like faking something, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to fake this return address so it doesn't show here to move EBX EAX. So let me explain why you'd want to do that. The reasons why you'd want to do that is, let's say you make a cheat, whatever, for some game, and you have your aimbot function here. I don't know, void do aimbot, whatever, right? And then here's all your code, vec3 angles, blah, 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 equals whatever, right? You have all your aimbot code in here, right? And let's say some anti-cheat reverse engineers are looking through your code and they want to find your aimbot code. Now, they can't just read your code like human code, right? Like they have to reverse engineer your DLL, do all that stuff. But let's say they're reversing it and they want to find your aimbot function and they're testing your cheat in game and stuff like that. And you want to hide your do aimbot function call, right? What you'd need to do is spoof the return address. And the reason for that is if they somehow do find the aimbot function, you don't want them knowing where it's called from because I'm assuming when you're calling your aimbot function, you're also going to be calling your ESP function and some other stuff you might have in your cheat, right? So you wouldn't want them to find that other stuff. So it's basically just making it more confusing to reverse engineer and much harder. So return address spoofing, it can really be used for a lot of things, but mostly it's just to hide from anti-cheats and anti-debuggers and kind of throw them off a little bit. So let's get right into that. So here I have a document with all my code that I'm going to need for this video. We at Guided Hacking did not make this code. This was made by somebody named namazso. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but he is the original creator for this, so we do not take any credits for making this. We're just using his code because it's some good code that he wrote, so we're just using it for this example in this video. So we're going to take his code, we're going to copy it here, and we're just going to paste it in right here. And we're also going to take this right here, put it right up there, and also take his assembly code right here. So we're going to get that, close our program. Then what you guys are going to want to do is click here, new item, and then do spoofer.asm because it's an assembly file. Paste all of that in. Then you're going to want to go here, build dependencies, build customizations, and make sure masm is checked. Make sure this one right here is checked because if you don't have this one checked, it will not compile. So make sure to check that one. So now once you've checked that, save that, you can close out of that. Make sure it compiles. Give it a second. Perfect, it compiled. Now what we're going to do is modify the spoof call function. So what we are going to do is create a global variable called static void pointer spoof trampoline. Set that to null pointer. Now, this is where it gets exciting, right? So, You're going to take that spoof trampoline, just put it right there. Perfect. Now, here's where it gets exciting, like I just said. With this spoof trampoline variable here, you can set this to basically whatever you want. So we're going to set this to a non-volatile register, jump RBX in our case, but you can set it really to whichever non-volatile register you'd like. So with that, what you'd want to do when you are making this for whichever game you want, only for educational purposes, of course, you're going to have a find pattern function that you'll need to find yourself. For this one, I just found this one somewhere on GitHub or something like that. I don't know where I found it, but this is just some basic find pattern function right here. And what you're going to do in your game that you're cheating on, whatever, is you're going to call this find pattern function. And if you're using a different one like me, you might have a one where it only just takes in the pattern and it doesn't take in a pattern and mask. So you just put in FF23 or the opcodes of the non-volatile register that you're using. So like I said, in this case, we're doing jump RBX. So jump RBX. And we're also going to need to get the base address. So let's say you wanted to set the spoof return address to somewhere in D through D11. I'll show you how to do that. All you have to do is just call get module handle A and then do d through d11.dll or whichever module you want. But in this case, we're just going to be putting it inside of our program. So we'll set that to null pointer. We'll put the base address right here. And since this find pattern takes in a pattern and a mask, we're just going to do xff, x23, and then we're just going to do xx like that. And we're going to print this out. And in this case, it's going to print out 0 for us, and I'll explain why. So we're just going to print that out here. We're going to start it up. Okay, cool. So as you can see, it shows 0x0000, whatever, right? So the reason why it shows that for me is because since this program is so small, you won't find jump RBX anywhere in any of the text section because this program is so bare bones and so small, so there's really not going to be any of that anywhere. But when you're reverse engineering a larger game, for example, or a program, there's going to be tons of jump RBX, jump racks, jump all this other registers and stuff like that, right? So you can use this on bigger games, but if you're using this in a really small program, um, you probably won't be able to find anything like jump RBX anywhere. So what we're going to do in this scenario is this code up here essentially just allocates jump RBX in the text section of our program. So we're just going to point our spoof trampoline to that. So we're going to put that to that right there. Now once we start that up, give it a second. And now as you can see, our spoof trampoline is set to that. So if we attach Cheat Engine again, you'll be able to see jump keyword pointer dereference RBX. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. So now what I'll call this function, right? See, this is the before. So I'll show you the before. We're going to do printf before. I'm going to make a new line there. I'm going to make some dashes here just to make it easier to read. Then we're going to do spoof call. We're going to do spoof trampoline. Or no, we don't need to actually. Sorry, my bad. Add num. Then we're just going to do 24, 24. And then we're going to do after. And I need to put that there. And you guys will see a difference here. So we're going to run that. Give it a second, of course. And perfect. Wow, there you go. As you can see, the return addresses are completely different now. So this is our spoof trampoline right here, right? And look at the return address. It's the exact same. So now, whenever we call this add num function, the people who are reverse engineering this stuff, all they're going to see is just jump RBX. And they're going to be super confused. They're going to be like, what the frick is this? This is really strange, right? And now I'll also show you this too. So let's say you set a breakpoint on this function, right? So I'll just make a pause here. System pause. We're going to print out the address. Printf add num equals 0x%p. Add num. We're going to get that printed out so we can get the address of the function. Cool. We're going to get that. Put that here. And then we're going to take this add num function, put it in a cheat engine, set a breakpoint on this. Oh, hold on. I might need to change the settings. Debugger options. Windows debugger, that should work. Oh, okay, hold on. This is a little bit weird. Okay, perfect. Now what we're gonna do, let that get called. Okay, hold on guys. We're gonna need to restart that. It's being a little bit stupid. That's okay. So we'll open this up again. We will get rid of that stupid breakpoint. We're gonna attach our cheat engine. Now, set the breakpoint there. Perfect. There we go. Now you can see in the return address right here, as you can see, the very last return address is the jump RBX. And then when somebody goes to reverse engineer that, they'll just see jump RBX and they're going to be like, what the hell? And they can't see any of this stuff here. It's nothing. This is all junk. This is the call stack right here. So all this is going to be junk. And then the return address points to here. So the people who are reverse engineering are going to be super confused. And they're going to be like, what the hell? So yeah, that's really that. So also the cool thing about spoofing your return address is you can also point yourself into a legitimate module. Now what does that mean? I'll show you right now. So when you spoof your return address, like I showed you, you can spoof it into a legit module. You could literally just do d3d11 or d3d12.dll and do all of that, right? So with this, what you can do is spoof your return address to make it look like you're inside of another DLL. So when an anti-cheat checks if your present call is from d3d12.dll, you can spoof the return address to point to d3d12.dll, and that's where it will point to. Now, how do anti-cheats check this? Well, it's pretty simple. You just do is invalid module. We're just going to write this code here. Unit64T address. This will be the return address. Just do return address. Then we'll get the base address of our module, base, unit64t, get module handle a, null pointer, p image dos header, dos equals p image dos header. I'm going to do base, p image and t headers, and t equals p image and t headers. Then we're going to do base plus dos el nephew, el fanu, I don't know how to say that, whatever. Now what we're going to do is check if the address is greater than our base address, because if it's less than our base address, then it's going to be, well, not even in our module's range. Then we're going to make a check, so our return address is less than our base address plus nt, optional header, size of image. Now, if you're wondering what size of image is, that's basically how big the file is, so how big your DLL or exe file is. So now to show you an example of how this is used, pretty simple. What we're going to do, I'm going to allocate some memory with malloc. Alloc equals malloc 64 bytes. And the thing is, let's just say this is your data pointer hook address, right? I'm just using malloc for an example because this allocates stuff on the heap and not on the stack. Because if it's allocated on the stack, then it will point inside of our module. But for this case, it's going to allocate memory in the heap, which is not going to be inside of our module, so this will return false. So if not is invalid module, we're going to cast this to unit64t, alloc, then we're going to print out invalid 0x%p. We're going to do alloc, and we're going to print out our base address as well. Printf base 0x%p base. Start that up. Give that a second, of course. Okay, here we go. Now we have some numbers. As you can see, it's invalid. So this is, for example, your data pointer hook, right? Whenever you manual map your DLL, you're going to be outside of valid memory. Well, depending on how you do it. But most people just paste an injector, and they'll just go with the flow. So this would be your present pointer hook, right? This is where your present is going to point to, right? It's just going to be this really small address, and it's not going to point to anything valid. Now, this is the base address of something like Discord hook 64.dll, for example, right? And this is our spoof trampoline. You could set this to Discord hook 64.dll, find a jump RBX in there, and then you could basically change the value of your return address when returning present in your hook to this, and then the anti-cheat wouldn't flag you as invalid. Now the thing is, anti-cheats and stuff like that, they will not just instantly ban you for one invalid address, or an address being outside of a module, they'll flag you, they'll look at it, and they'll probably try and dump your cheat DLL, and that's it. It's game over for you. So that's pretty much this video, guys. There isn't really a whole bunch to talk about because the whole concept of return address spoofing is quite simple in itself. It's nothing too complicated. It's mostly used to get around anti-cheats and stuff like that, but people do use it for obfuscation as well because you can see how I showed you earlier how much it really throws you off when you're reverse engineering and can't find anything. So that's going to conclude this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching. My name is XO1337, as I'll say again. Thank you for supporting the Guided Hacking channel, and we hope to see you back on our videos and on the forum as well. So take it easy.